If you're planning to start or recently launched a local business, your next priority is likely to find as many clients as possible to generate revenue fast. But let's face it, nowadays it's almost impossible to consistently attract clients unless you have a strong online presence, especially if you want to be found on Google, which is where most people look for local businesses. For your business to be found on Google, you'll need two things: a Google business profile like this one, and a website that looks professional and shows up in search results. That's where this tutorial comes in. By the end of it, you will have created and optimized a stunning Google business profile that can be found on Google Maps, but also created a website for your business from scratch that's a real winner in search engines that will draw in customers. But we won't be stopping there. You'll also discover how to optimize your website content to score high rankings on Google and get even more business. This is a compilation of several tutorials I've made over the past few months, offering an in-depth course that consolidates everything you need right here in one place. It's quite lengthy and I don't anticipate you'll be able to watch it all in one sitting. That's why I've divided it into chapters so you can come back whenever you want and pick up where you left off, or skip the chapters you don't need to watch using the timestamps in the video. If you're ready, we're going to dive straight in and start with our very first chapter: setting up a Google business profile. The very first thing you need to do before setting up a Google business profile is to create a Google account. A lot of you watching this tutorial may already have a Google account in the form of a Gmail address. Although you can use it to set up a Google listing for your business, I would recommend you create a dedicated Google account for your business instead. This allows you to keep your personal email and your Google business listing separate. To create a brand new Google account, head over to accounts.google.com. From there, click on the Create an Account link and add your first and last name and create a memorable email address for your account. I usually use the name of the business or something close enough. Today, I'm going to create a Google business listing for a fictitious plumbing company called Smashing Plumbing Limited, so I'll use this as an address. Set up a password, then follow the few extra steps until you get to the page confirming you've now created your Google account. Head over to google.com/business and sign in with the Google account you created. It will take you to this screen, which is where the Google business profile setup process starts. Google may already have created a listing for your business based on the information it can find on the web. To find out if it has, start typing the name of your business in the business name field. If your business is listed in the auto suggestion results, select it. You will get a message informing you someone else is the owner of the profile. Just click on the Request Access button and follow the process to request the ownership. If there is no existing profile for your business, just click on Continue and move on to the next step. At this stage, you'll be prompted to specify your business type. You can choose between three options which are not mutually exclusive. For example, you can be a local store or a business with a physical location that also does online retail. Alternatively, you could be a service business that only visits customers at their home. The choice is yours. Depending on which option you choose, the information you'll need to provide will vary. In the next chapter, I'm going to cover the two most common business types, which will be A. You manage a physical location and customers can visit you in person, or B. You are a service business and only visit customers at their home. If you operate from a physical location like a store or office customers can visit, you should select the local store option. Typical examples of local businesses with a physical location would be dentists, beauty salons, restaurants, lawyers, only to name a few. Once your profile is verified, your location will be represented on Google Maps with a map pin. Once you are done, click on Next. The next step is to choose a business category. In the business category field, start typing what you think your business category should be. Google will suggest the best possible match. Once you're done, click on Next. On the next screen, add the physical address of your location, then click Next. Then add the phone number customers should use to get in touch with your business. If you have a website, add the address to the website field, then click on Next.
This will take you to a Google Business Profile verification step where you'll need to confirm your business operates at the address you specified. Before going through the verification process, let's now look at our second business type, which is for those of you who visit customers at their homes. Typical example would be electricians, plumber, locksmith, pest control, and so on. Once verified, Google will highlight the boundaries on Google Maps of the areas where your business operates as opposed to a map pin. Select the Service Business option, then click on Next. On the next screen, in the Business Category field, start typing what you think your business category should be. Google will suggest the best possible match. Once you're done, click on Next. On the next page, add the areas where your business operates. You can add up to 20 service areas by specifying cities and postcodes. Don't add areas that are further than about 2 hours of driving time from where your business is based. It's against Google's guidelines. Once you are done, click on Next. Add the phone number customers should use to get in touch with your business and your website address if you have one. Then click Next. The next prompt is just an interstitial page Google uses for you to agree to terms and conditions. Just click on Continue. This will take you to a Google Business Profile verification step, which is what we will cover in the next chapter.
Whether you've chosen to add an address or selected service areas to your profile, you should all by now have reached the verification process page. To ensure your Google Business Profile is genuine and authentic, Google will prompt you to go through one of the several verification methods available. One of the simplest verification methods is done by phone. All you need to do is enter your business phone number and click on Next. You will receive an automated message that contains a code that you can use to verify your business. Another method you might come across is video verification, which is something Google has been using a lot more over the past few months to help combat spam. To use this method, you'll need a mobile device with a camera and produce a video in one continuous recording that includes your current location, some of your equipment, and proof of management. This one will take some planning, so if this is the option that's available to you, you may need to click on the Verify Later link. You can also be given the option to verify your business via a postcard. Google will send you a postcard like this one that includes a 5-digit code number. Once the card arrives, you'll need to sign into your profile, then enter the code. Other options such as mail verification, live video calls, or even instant verification via Search Console are available, but Google decides which verification method you will be given. If you need help verifying your profile, head over to the Google support documentation that breaks down each and every method in detail. You can find the address in the description of this video. For now, I'm going to click on Verify Later so we can move on to the next step.
Depending on the business category you have chosen, Google might suggest a range of common services your business provides. If you feel some of them don't apply to you, simply click on them so they won't be added. On the other hand, if you want to add specific services that are not listed, click on the Add Custom Service link and start adding them to your profile. If you don't see this page, don't panic. It's just that Google is unable to suggest any relevant services for your business, in which case you'll be automatically directed to the next step, which is what we are going to cover in the next chapter.
Time to add opening hours to your profile. Although this step is a very straightforward one, it's important to note you must display accurate business hours so customers know when they can visit or contact you. Make sure you keep this information up to date and edit it when it changes, for example during public holidays. Do not be tempted to show you are open 24 hours if you are not. It is against Google's guidelines. Once you're done, click on Next. Prospective customers who find your Google listing can get in touch with your business by messaging you directly from it. When creating a Google business for the first time, this messaging feature will be turned on by default. Although it can drive additional leads to your business, it is important you answer messages in a timely manner,
Otherwise, Google will automatically turn this option off. It will also prevent negative customer experience. If you feel you can't commit to answering text messages from your profile, just toggle this option off. If you think you can leave it on, then click on Next. You should now have the ability to add a description to your profile. If you don't know what to write, think of your description as the equivalent of the About Us page on your website. You can include a brief summary of what you offer, what makes you different from your competition, a little bit about your history, and whatever else you think might be useful for your prospective customers. Don't stuff your description with keywords in the hope it will help your listing rank. It doesn't work. You have 750 characters to play with, so make the most of them. When you're done, click on Next. Last but not least, add photos to your listing. Needless to say, photos are a great way of visually representing your business. They will help your listing stand out in search results and attract more clicks. Photos can also help you showcase your products or services as well as your physical location if you have one. Don't use photos from free stock photo websites as they don't look genuine. Use original photos that truly represent your business. Don't make this a one-off exercise and make sure you add photos to your profile regularly. Once you're done adding images, click on Next. After this step, Google will offer you some free advertising credits, which you can skip until you get to the final screen. From there, just click on Continue. Congratulations, your Google Business Profile is now created. You should have been redirected to a Google search screen that looks similar to this one, which includes a brief summary of your listing along with a dashboard you can use to update and enhance it. For most of you, it's unlikely your listing will be verified just yet, so remember to do this as quickly as you can. You will be able to do this by clicking on the Get Verified option.
Once your Google Business Profile is verified, it's time to optimize the heck out of it. This will help it rank higher on Google Maps and search, and even better, attract more customers. Let's go over the details of how to achieve this in this next chapter, optimizing your Google Business Profile. This is what I call a non-optimized Google Business Profile. It looks uninviting, not credible, not trustworthy, and highly unlikely to attract many customers, if any at all. Here is another profile which belongs to one of my clients. Can you spot the difference? This Google Business Profile is fully optimized and contains tons of information and features that help showcase what this business is about, its reputation, where it operates, and much more. The results? It appeared across Google Search and Google Maps 7,817 times over the past 6 months, which led 573 people to either call my client, message him, or visit his website. Not bad if you ask me, considering a Google listing is totally free. In this Google Business Profile optimization tutorial, I'm going to show you how to fully optimize your listing so you can attract more customers and generate more revenue in the process. If you're ready, let's get started. Head over to Google and sign in to the Google account you used to sign up for a Google Business Profile. In the Google search bar, type the following: My Business. This will bring up your Google listing or listings if you have more than one. Just click on the View Profile button of the listing you want to optimize. This will display your Google listing panel along with the many options available to edit it, and right under them a list of Google recommendations about what you should be considering doing next. The interface you are seeing may be different and will depend on your account. Let's have a look at our first item. Your business name is an important part of your profile because it influences where your listing ranks on Google Search and Google Maps. Let's say I'm a handyman based in Dallas. Having both keywords handyman and Dallas as part of my business name would help me tremendously to rank in Google for anyone searching for those words. And as you can see, it is no surprise that the top 3 businesses ranking for the query handyman Dallas all have both words in their business name. Having said that, most of you watching this video have likely chosen your business name a long time ago, and changing it so it includes relevant keywords wouldn't be an option. But like many other business owners, you might be tempted to add keywords to your business name on your listing to boost your visibility, like in the example of this chiropractor who is clearly trying to rank for many keywords. But I wouldn't recommend doing it. It is against Google's guidelines, which specify your name should reflect your business's real-world name as used consistently on your shopfront, website, stationery, and as known to customers. Not abiding by these rules may put your listing at risk and could result in your listing being suspended. However, you might be able to legitimately add more relevant keywords to your business name without infringing Google's guidelines. Here is an example of a listing for a beauty salon called Chiswick Boutique. When I check their shopfront, right under their business name, I can see the words nails and beauty. Their website also displays those keywords, so this is clearly how they represent themselves in the real world. Therefore, they should be able to add both these keywords to their name, which will abide by Google's guidelines. To edit your business name, click on Edit Profile. Hover on the business name option and then click on the pencil icon. Don't forget to save your changes. Adding a business address to your listing sounds like a straightforward exercise, but many of you get it wrong. Let's run through the various possible scenarios. If you own a brick and mortar location and customers visit you at that location, then you can add an address to your listing, like in this example. You may also want to include a suite number or indicate which floor your business is on. If so, it is recommended you add these details to a second address line. To do this, click on Edit Profile and from the pop-up window, click on the location link in the menu. Make sure your address is correctly entered, and if you want to add a suite number, just click on Add Address Line, then add a suite number, for example. Note, Google doesn't take suite numbers or floors into consideration to differentiate businesses. It's just a good idea to add them to your listing so customers can find you easily. Another couple of important points to highlight is for those of you who operate from what is known as a virtual office. Such locations are not eligible for a Google Business Profile. You will not be able to claim a listing either if your business is based in a co-working space unless that office maintains clear signage, receives customers at the location during opening hours, and is staffed during opening hours by your business staff. Let's move on to businesses that don't operate from a physical location, but instead travel to customers at their homes. These businesses are known as service area businesses. Typical examples would be plumbers, electricians, pest control specialists, etc. If you fall under this category, according to Google's guidelines, you should not add a physical address to your listing, but instead specify the areas in which you operate. Let me show you how. Click on Edit Profile and then on the location menu link. If you see an address there, it should not be visible to customers since you are a service area type of business, and you should technically toggle it off. Then the next thing you'll need to do is to specify the areas you cover by clicking on the service area option. From there, you can add regions, cities, postcodes, or districts that your business serves. You can include up to 20 areas as long as they are within a 2-hour drive of where your business is based. Don't be tempted to add areas you don't cover in a hope it will help your business rank in Google. Service areas are not a ranking factor. They just help customers to visualize the zone your business covers on Google Maps, which are highlighted with a red boundary, like in this example. Before concluding on service area businesses, there is a very important point I'd like to flag. Although according to Google's guidelines, service area businesses shouldn't display an address, you may have noticed a lot of them do. There are two main reasons behind this. The first one is, if you don't show an address on your listing, you won't get a pin on the map, which could discourage potential customers from calling you. The other reason is, it would seem that listings without an address would have a tendency to not rank as high on Google search results as the ones that do. The problem is, if you don't abide by Google's guidelines and decide to add an address to your listing, despite being a service area business, Google will not help you when you encounter issues with your listing unless you correct this first. Worse, your listing could get suspended. Obviously, the decision to display or not an address on your listing if you're a service area is entirely up to you. You'll just have to measure risks versus rewards before making a decision.
What I recommend is to always follow Google's guidelines to avoid any nasty surprises further down the line. The last scenario I quickly want to cover is for businesses known as hybrid businesses. They are businesses that deal with customers face-to-face at a physical location, but who also visit customers at their homes. Typical examples would be restaurants that also do deliveries. If you fall into this category, then you can add a physical address to your listing as well as specify areas in which you operate. Time to move on to our next step. Most of you would have added a phone number to your listing when setting it up. If you need to edit it or simply need to add one, click on Edit Profile and then click on the Contact menu link. Add the primary phone number that connects directly to your business. If you also use a toll-free number, for example, you can add it as a secondary phone number by clicking on this link. If you use a call tracking number, you must make it your primary number and add your main number as a secondary number. Please note, don't use premium rate telephone numbers as they are not allowed. According to the 2023 Local Search Ranking Factors survey, your primary business category is now the most influential factor that impacts the rankings of your listing. That's why it's important you choose it wisely. Depending on your business type, picking the right category might be trickier than you think. Let's say you're a dentist, for example. Should your primary category be dentist, cosmetic dentist, or perhaps dental clinic? My recommendation here is to choose the category that matches the service or product that brings the most revenue to your business. Alternatively, you can spy on your competitors' listings to see what categories they have chosen. You can quickly do this using a free Chrome extension called GMB Everywhere, which you can install on your browser. Once installed, go to Google Maps and search for a keyword you'd like your listing to rank for. GMB Everywhere will automatically overlay the categories for each business as part of the results. The star icon next to a category indicates it is the primary category this specific business has selected. All the other categories you can see are secondary categories. These businesses have also added to their listings, which are not visible to the public. To edit your business categories, click on Edit Profile. From the pop-up window, hover over the category section, then click on the pencil icon. From there, you will be able not only to modify your primary category, but also to add secondary categories you feel are relevant to your business. Use the GMB Everywhere extension to see what secondary categories your competitors have added to their listings. You can add up to 9 secondary categories. If your business is seasonal, here is a very important tip to take into consideration. Switch your primary category according to season. Let's say you are a heating, ventilation, and air conditioning specialist, also known as HVAC. You might want to set your primary category as air conditioning contractor during the summer and heating contractor during the winter. The website you link your listing to also plays a significant part in how well your business ranks on Google Maps. Just like everything else we have covered so far, although linking your Google profile with a website should be easy, there are a few things to take into consideration before you proceed. The first one is the page of your website you should link your listing to. If you only manage one listing, the decision is straightforward, and in most cases, you should link your profile to the homepage of your website. The important factor to keep in mind is to make sure the content of your homepage is in line with the primary category you've chosen, the keyword you are targeting, and the service you offer, like in the example of this family law attorney based in Phoenix. For those of you who run businesses with multiple locations, link each listing to a dedicated location page on your website, like in the example of this dog grooming company. This means you'll have to create location pages on your website for each listing if you haven't already done it. If you decide to change your primary category based on seasonal trends, as we saw in a previous chapter, change the website link of your listing to a page on your website that will be in line with the seasonal category you've selected. To update a website link, click on the Edit Profile icon. From the pop-up window, hover on the website option and click on the pencil icon, then add or modify the link. Last thing regarding links, you are not allowed to link your listing to social media pages. If you don't have a website, you can build a free one directly from your Google listing. Here is a typical example of a nail salon located in San Diego using this free Google website. It is created automatically based on your Google business listing information and only takes minutes to customize. To build one, click on the website option. You should see a dialog box that says you have a website created with Google. Click on Manage. This will take you to the old Google Business Profile Manager. Customize your site to your taste using the built-in options. Once you're done, click on Publish. It will automatically associate the link to this site with your listing. It shouldn't come as a surprise to you that reviews are crucial to the success of your listing and your business overall. So much so that a recent survey conducted by Bright Local revealed that 98% of consumers read online reviews for local businesses. Reviews are displayed prominently on your profile and on their own can make the difference between someone calling you a business or not. So you should take them very seriously. Beyond their impact on your reputation, reviews also play a huge part in your listing visibility in search results. According to the 2023 local survey ranking factors, 2 of the most influential ranking factors are review related. So if you want to stand out from your competition, improve your ranking in search results, be perceived as a credible business and increase conversions and leads, I think that covers everything, it's important you get more Google reviews. The good news is, all you need to do is ask your customers to post reviews on your profile as recommended by Google. You can do this via text, email, or social media platforms. Google even created a shortcut link to simplify the process. To find it, click on the Ask for Review icon and select the appropriate option. Alternatively, you can copy the link and use it any way you like. Anyone clicking on it will trigger the review pop-up for your listing. Once you've received a review, it's important you respond to them as it will contribute to building customer trust. Don't just respond to positive reviews. Believe it or not, you will also receive negative reviews. Respond to them too and make sure you remain professional at all times. When a customer posts a review on your profile, you will be notified via email or your phone if you are logged into your account. It will also be mentioned in the recommendations right under the icons or buttons where you update your listing. Just click on it to post your responses. If you're planning on requesting reviews via email, you can use my review request template, which is downloadable from the description below. It's completely free. There is nothing more frustrating than turning up outside of a business only to find out the doors are closed despite showing it was opened on their listing. Keeping your business hours accurate and up to date is paramount if you don't want to miss out on generating revenue or avoid customer backlash such as a negative review, for example. To update your hours, click on the Edit Profile icon. From the pop-up window, click on the Hours menu link. From there, you'll have the option to add your regular business hours, but also set holiday opening hours. You can even add more hours for specific services you provide, such as happy hours, online operating hours, hours for the elderly, and more. These options will vary depending on the primary category you have chosen for your business. Adding an appointment link to your profile is another way to generate more leads to your business directly from your listing. You don't have to run a restaurant, be a hairdresser, or a dentist to add an appointment link to your listing. You can also add an appointment link to your profile if you are a service type of business, such as a lawyer, an accountant, or even an electrician. Like many other business owners, you can simply use your Contact Us page as a way of encouraging people to make a booking with you. I would still encourage you, however, to use a more appropriate booking facility instead of a Contact Us page, as it will look a lot more professional. Here is an example of a web design agency that uses an app called Calendly. In my opinion, it looks a lot better than a Contact Us page. Calendly offers a basic free plan, which should be more than enough to entice more customers to make a booking with you as opposed to a Contact Us page. To add an appointment link to your listing, click on Bookings. On the links to your online booking tools, click on Add a Link. Add the link you want your appointment link to point to in a field and save. Your business description is displayed at the very bottom of your listing panel. This is your chance to tell potential customers what your company is about, maybe a bit of your history, what you stand for, and so on. Your business description could be compared to an About Us page you can find on most websites. It's very important to know that your description has zero influence on where your listing ranks in Google search results, so there is no need to stuff it with keywords you are trying to rank for. Don't add links, don't write your copy in uppercase, and refrain from using emojis as well, as it doesn't look very professional. The description can hold up to 750 characters, however, only 244 of them will be shown. Visitors will need to click on More to reveal the rest of it. To add or update your business description, click on Edit Profile, then from the pop-up window, hover on the description option and click on the pencil icon. Add your description to the field and save it. You may have noticed that some business listings on the Google Map Pack and Google Maps results show how many years they have been operating. This information can be quite reassuring for some customers, especially if those businesses have been established for many years. The good news is you can set this up yourself. To do this, click on Edit Profile. From the pop-up window, select Opening Date. Enter the date when your business started operating, then click on Save. Google will automatically add the number of years you've been in business to your listing based on the opening date you've provided. I know what you're thinking. Since adding your opening date is a manual process, you can easily add whichever date you want and make it look like you've been in business for a long time. Yes, you can, but I believe in transparency, so try not to fool prospective customers because they will eventually find out. Note, the number of years you've been in business only shows on your listing in search and maps, but not on your panel. If you've never heard of business attributes before, they can be described as labels which can appear on certain Google listings in search results and help business owners convey certain features or qualities about their business. For example, women-owned, curbside pickup, no contact delivery, LGBTQ+ friendly, wheelchair accessible, and more. When adding certain attributes to your profile, your business might appear and rank in Google when people search for specific places with those attributes. The attributes available to you will be determined by the primary business category you have selected. To add attributes to your profile, click on the Edit Profile icon. From the pop-up window, select More. The attributes available will be split into different categories. Explore each category and select the ones that apply to your business. The Questions and Answers section is a Google Business Profile feature that is overlooked by most business owners, which, in my opinion, is a big mistake. This is why. Since members of the public can post questions and answers directly on your listing, inaccurate information could end up being displayed on your profile. Or worse, you could end up with something that looks like this FAQ on a famous London Eye listing. While I'm sure you can appreciate the funny side, I believe this is not something you'd want to see on your own listing. You can avoid this by making sure that whenever someone posts a question on your listing, you are notified straight away so you can respond to it immediately. To do this, click on the three dots above the list of icons. From the drop-down menu, select Notifications and make sure the alert for questions and answers is set to on. As a business owner, you can also post your very own questions as well as provide the answers to them, which is something I strongly recommend you do. Make a list of the top 3 or 4 most popular questions your customers ask you and add them to your own listing. To do this, click on the Q&A icon. From the pop-up window, click on Ask a Question. Add your question, then click on Post. Another pop-up window will appear to confirm you've added your question. Click on the Ask Another button to add another one. Once you're done, click on Finished. From the next pop-up window, simply provide the answers to your own questions. Last but not least, questions can be liked, and the most liked question will appear directly on your listing. The minimum requirement for a question to appear on your listing is 3 likes. Choose the one question you think will be the most valuable for searchers to see and give it a thumbs up. Then ask a couple of your friends to do the same. Within minutes, it will display on your business panel. Needless to say, your photos play a massive part in showing off your business and how it will be perceived by prospective customers. But photos also contribute to the overall performance of your listing. According to Google, businesses that add photos to their business profiles receive 42% more requests for directions on Google Maps and 35% more clicks through to their websites than businesses that don't. That's why it's important not to overlook this aspect. The cover photo of your business is the first image visitors will see and your chance to make a good first impression. So make sure you use something that represents your brand the best and is of high quality. The recommended cover photo size is 1024 pixels by 576 pixels and should be either in a JPEG or PNG format and not exceed 5 megabytes. Please note that Google retains the right to choose a different cover photo for your listing if it deems it to be more representative of your business. The other equally important photo on your listing is your logo, as it helps your customers recognize your business on Google. The recommended Google My Business logo size is a square with the following dimensions: 720 pixels by 720 pixels, ideally in a PNG format so it retains its quality, and it shouldn't exceed 5 megabytes. To add or change your cover photo or your logo, click on the Add Photo icon and select the relevant option from the pop-up window. Choose your desired photo, then save it. Beyond your cover photo and your logo, it's important you add photos to your listing regularly so you can drive customer engagement and leads. The best photos to add are the ones that will showcase your services, your products, your team members, the exterior and interior of your business, and so on. Your photos should be in either a JPEG or PNG format, not exceeding 10 megabytes, and be a minimum of 720 pixels by 720 pixels. Do not use free stock photos, as they are not representative of your business and likely to be automatically removed. To add more photos to your listing, just click on the Add Photo icon and from the pop-up window, choose the photo option. Depending on your business type, you might have the option to add the products you sell or the services you offer to your listing. Both options can be a very powerful way to generate additional revenue and leads. Let's start with products. The great thing about this feature is how it visually enhances your business panel. When adding products to your listing, you can include images and prices and even create different product categories, all of which really increase the real estate of your listing. Because products are placed very high on your business panel, they are very eye-catching. Visitors can scroll through the list of products you sell and explore the various categories available. Clicking on a single product will open a pop-up window where you can find the product name, its price, a description, a call to action, and the ability to call the business directly. From there, you can also access all the products available. To add products to your listing, click on the Edit Product icon. This will redirect you to the old Google Business Profile Manager. If this is your first time adding products to your listing, click on Get Started. Select your product photo. The recommended size is 1200 pixels by 900 pixels. Give your product a name and assign a category to it. You can also add a price, a description, and a call to action, which are all optional. Once you're done, just click on Save and repeat for other products. Let's move on to services. If you're a service type of business, you can add the list of services you provide to your listing. Unfortunately, this feature is not as powerful as the product one because it only gets displayed within the Google Map app results, like in the example of this law firm located in Philadelphia. Nevertheless, it is a valuable addition that can help searchers make an informed decision when they come across your business. To add services to your listing, click on the Edit Services icon. Based on your category, Google will suggest a list of services you might want to choose from. Click on the ones you find relevant. If not, you can add custom ones. Once you've created your list, just click on a particular service to add a price and a description to it and save. Some service-based businesses will also have access to the product feature. If it applies to you, I thoroughly recommend you use it even if you don't sell products. If we go back to the example of our lawyer in Philadelphia, you can see they have listed their services as products, which really helps them stand out. This is totally allowed by Google, so you don't have to worry about your listing being flagged or suspended. If you want to provide your customers with the latest information regarding your business directly from your profile, I suggest you use the post feature. Located at the very bottom of your business panel, posts act very much like something you would publish on your social media profiles. They are an easy way to let searchers know the latest updates about your business, when you organize a special event, or if you are currently running an offer of some sort. The content of your posts is also used by Google to help answer questions visitors may ask in the questions and answer features. You can publish 3 different types of posts on your listing, all of which have different attributes. Let's start with the first one, the latest update post. This one lets you add an image and a description of up to 1500 characters along with a call to action that can link to a page on your site. The other option is to create an offer post. This type of post will only display on your listing for the duration of the offer. You can add a voucher code to it, a photo, a link to a page where it can be redeemed, and include terms and conditions. The last post option you can use is an event post. Just like the offer post, it will display on your listing for the duration of the event, after which it will disappear. You can add a description of 1500 characters, a photo, and a call to action. To add a post to your listing, just click on the Add Update icon and select which post type you'd like to create, then fill in the details. I recommend you add a post to your listing at least once a week. No need to reinvent the wheel. If you're already posting on social media, just repurpose that content so it fits the Google Posts format. The easiest way for searchers to get in touch with your business is to use the call button that is linked to your primary phone number. Nowadays, however, many people prefer to text message rather than call. So if you don't want to miss out on potential leads, I recommend you consider activating the messaging feature on your profile. When you do, a chat button will appear as an option directly on your listing in the Google Map app, but also on your posts when your listing is found in Google search results on mobile phone. This chat button will not appear on your listing when viewed on a desktop, but instead a very prominent call to action button labeled Request a Quote may be added to your business panel. If you logged into the Google Map app on your phone with the Google account associated with your profile, a notification should appear on your screen almost immediately when visitors message you or request a quote. Just tap it to respond to it. Alternatively, open your Google Map app. On the bottom menu, you should see a red dot next to the update icon, which indicates you have unread messages. Tap it, then select Messages and Businesses. You can also access your messages from your desktop. Click on the Messages icon. This will open a pop-up window where you can access all your messages. It's important you respond to messages as promptly as possible. Nobody likes to wait, and if you fail to do so, Google will automatically switch off the message feature. When activating the message feature, you will be able to add a welcome message and even add customized automated responses. If you need more information on how to set this up, I suggest you watch my video. Google adds a powerful new feature to Google Business Profiles. To activate this feature, click on the messages icon and click on Turn on Chat. If you want to set up a welcome message or add an automated response, click on the 3 dots here and choose the appropriate option from the pop-up window.
And that's a wrap on the Google Business Profile Optimization chapter. It's crucial that you follow all the recommendations if you want to create a strong listing that can effectively showcase your business on Google Maps and search and bring in new customers quickly. But optimizing your profile alone is not enough to make your local business succeed online. You need to complement it with a website that can attract customers from search engines to complete your online strategy. In the next chapter, we'll go over the key steps you need to take before building a successful website that can attract local customers. Key pre-building steps for your website.
Starting your own business is exciting but scary at the same time. There are so many things to consider, one of which is building a website which most business owners find a daunting exercise. But let me tell you a secret. It doesn't have to be. How do I know? I built my first website 20 years ago. Yes, I'm that old. And many more since, mostly for small business owners. And I can tell you that building a website today is easier than it's ever been before. Learning to code is no longer necessary. You can design a professional looking website yourself with no prior experience in a weekend using drag and drop technology, which is now available on most website builders. But before blocking the next available slot in your calendar so you can create an eye-catching website for your business, there are many steps you must consider if you want to make it effective and attract as many customers as possible, which ultimately should be the main goal of your website. So let's get cracking. Before I go through the essential steps you need to take to build a website, you might wonder if you really need one in the first place. After all, posting content regularly on social media platforms used by millions should be enough to promote your business and get new customers, right? Not to mention, it's also free. Even local butchers nowadays have a Facebook page, an Instagram account, a Twitter account, and in some instances, even a TikTok account. So surely it must be an effective online strategy, and building a website may seem like a waste of time and money. But while social media platforms are helpful, it is estimated that Google handles 5.6 billion searches every day, half of which, according to webfx.com, are from people searching for a local business. So if you don't want to miss out on a ton of prospective customers, I strongly suggest you build a website if you want your small business to be found by local searchers on Google. Although this is by far the strongest reason why you should build a website, it's not the only one. Most people today expect businesses of any size to have a website. Once again, according to webfx.com, 97% of consumers check a company's online presence before visiting them. Not having a website is likely to negatively impact your reputation and prevent searchers from getting in touch with you. Also, unlike social media, your website is a platform where you can integrate features such as email capture, online chat, a blog, and much more, all of which you're likely to use as your business expands. There are plenty of other reasons why building a website for your business is important, but these should be more than enough to convince you. So, what should you do next? The very first thing I would advise you to do when building your website is to define your branding. This could be the topic of an entire video in itself if we were building a website for a huge brand, but for today's video, we're going to keep things simple. For a small business website, I recommend you define 3 fundamental branding elements. They are your preferred colors, your logo, and your fonts. For consistency purposes, it's incredibly important to define these from the get-go. Think of this step as creating an ID card for your business. You're likely to use these elements everywhere, not only on your website, but also on your social media platforms, your business cards, and so on. The aim is to help customers recognize who you are at a glance, no matter where they find you. There are many platforms out there where you can hire professionals to do this for you fairly cheaply, but if you're like me, you'll want to keep your costs to a minimum and do as much as possible yourself using free tools. When it comes to choosing which colors to use when building a website, I go to a website called coolers.co. Within seconds, you can create palettes with perfect color combinations for your designs. All you need to do is to click on the Start the Generator button and press the spacebar on your keyboard until you find a color palette you like. If you like a specific color from a palette, you can lock it and generate more combinations based on that color. If you already have a color in mind, you can set it and generate further palettes on the back of it. Once you're done, you can download your palette in a format of your choice so you can always refer back to it whenever you create anything design related for your business. The HTML code for each color will be embedded in the file, which will become super handy when building your website. You may already have a logo, but if you don't and want to design your own, I recommend you use CANVA.com. CANVA is an online graphic tool you can use to create posts for your social media accounts, business cards, presentations, and also business logos. They have tons of out-of-the-box free logos which you can customize to fit your needs. You can remove or add elements and change the colors, for example. This is when your color palette will come in handy. To check out canva.com, click on the link in the description below. The last element to define is the font types you want to use for your site. There are thousands of options to choose from, but I recommend you keep it simple. I normally use some of the most popular fonts such as Arial or Verdana, which are available on all website builders and easily readable on the web. The trick here is not to work with too many font types, otherwise your design might end up looking very amateurish. I tend to go for a combination of 2 to 3 font types maximum. Whichever font types you decide to use, make sure they work well together. For example, Arial and Verdana, Arial and Times New Roman, and Arials and Georgia are all good combinations. Obviously, this is only a recommendation. Feel free to choose whatever works well for you. Once you've defined your branding, it's time to move on to the next step. This step is a very straightforward one. All you need to do is make a list of the services or products that you offer. This exercise will help you define the blueprint or structure of your website if you like. Just open an Excel or Google spreadsheet and start listing what you are offering. Let's say you're a dentist, for example, and you offer the following services: teeth whitening, dental implant, crown and bridges, emergency dentist, dental checkup, and so on. Beyond defining the structure of your site, it will also help you understand how many pages you'll need to build for your website. Each service will need its own page if you want to maximize your chances of your business being found on Google. Additionally, you'll need to create a homepage, of course, an About Us page, and a Contact Us page, which is standard on all websites. Add these to your list as well. Once you're done, create a single tab for each of your pages on your sheet and add the following information to it: name of the page, title tag, meta description, and header 1. You might want to format your layout to make things clearer. You're all done. Let's move on to the next step. For your website to be found on Google, you need to figure out what searchers are looking for and match it with the content on your website. The only way to do this is by doing some keyword research. Once again, we're going to keep things simple and free here using a Chrome extension. Head over to the Google Chrome Web Store and search for an extension called Keyword Surfer and install it. Once you're done, go to google.com and search for one of the products or services you listed in a previous exercise on your spreadsheet. Let's go with teeth whitening, but add the location where your business is based. Let's say our fictitious dentist is based in Las Vegas, for example, and click on search. Keyword Surfer will overlay the estimated monthly search volume for this particular keyword, along with a click value for it if you were to run a Google ad campaign. On the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see a table which contains keyword ideas based on your search. Go through the list and star the ones you think are relevant to your service or product. Don't forget to star the keyword you searched for. By default, the tool will search for keywords on the US market. You can change it using the drop-down menu next to the flag. Once you're happy with your selection, click on the clipboard option at the top of the table and the 3 dots and export the file as a CSV. Open the file, then copy the keyword table on the tab of the page for which you've done your keyword research. Replicate the same process for all your pages. Special note, for your homepage, you should be targeting the primary service you are known for, which in this case could be Dentist Las Vegas or Dental Practice Las Vegas. Don't worry too much about doing keyword research for the About Us page or Contact Us. It's not really necessary to optimize these for search engines. You've now defined your business branding, your website structure, and the keywords you should be targeting for each page. Time to move on to the next step. Although content creation is a fairly easy exercise, it is likely the step that will take you the most time. You want to make sure your content is compelling enough so visitors want to pick up the phone to do business with you as opposed to your competitors. Prospective customers are most likely to come across your business for the first time through Google search results. Google search results are a very tough environment as your business will be listed side by side with most of your competitors. In order to stand out, you'll need to craft a title tag for your pages that searchers want to click on. It's also a crucial element if you want your business to rank in Google. For those of you who don't know, the title tag of the page is an HTML piece of code you add to your page, which is what shows in search engine results. Don't worry, you will not have to code anything. All website builders have title tag field set as default when you create your pages. All you need to do is locate the field and type the relevant title for your page. What is important to remember is that they have to be between 50 to 70 characters and must include your target keywords. For example, something like teeth whitening Las Vegas, 5-star rated, affordable prices would work well for our teeth whitening page. Once you've decided on your title tag, add it to your spreadsheet and repeat the same process for all other pages. The next thing you'll need to work on to stand out in Google is what is known as the meta description of your page. This is also an HTML piece of code which you can find as a default field in all website builders. While the description of your page will not help your page rank in Google, it is a chance for you to entice searchers to click through to your site. The description of your page should be no longer than 160 characters, otherwise it will be cut off in search results. I also recommend you include the keywords you are targeting, as they will get bolded when people search for them. For example, something like this would work well. Affordable teeth whitening in Las Vegas. Remove years of staining and achieve a whiter smile in just one appointment. Once you've finished crafting your description, add it to your spreadsheet as well. Both your title tag and the meta description will not be visible on the page itself. They are just for the benefit of search engines and to help your business rank higher. Time to look at the actual content you want to display on your page once viewers land on it. For efficiency purposes, your pages should ideally follow a very specific structure. It should start with the main heading, also known as H1, to which you can add a tagline. For the main heading, I always recommend you include the keyword you want your business to be found for once more. In our example, I would use something very similar to the title tag and simply call it teeth whitening in Las Vegas. Add this to your spreadsheet. The main content of your page will very much depend on what you want to show your visitors. There is no hard and fast rules as such. Just make sure the content is well structured and includes subheadings and well-crafted paragraphs. The keyword research result table should help you come up with ideas. Take the time to add this to your spreadsheet in detail for each page. It will make your life so much easier when it comes to building your site. Here is a typical example of what I come up with once this exercise is done. Remember, your job is to convince visitors you're the best possible choice and to call you or email you. If you're not sure about what you can add to your pages, here are a few ideas that should help. Before and after images, videos, customer testimonials, FAQs, USPs, pricing, and so on. Last but not least, make sure each and every page also includes a call to action such as call us now, book an appointment, or something of that nature quite high up on the page. As I said, this step will be by far the longest one for you to complete. However, it will save you a ton of time when you start building your site and will result in creating awesome pages that are search engine friendly. Time to move on to our next step. Hopefully you're all familiar with the term domain name. For those of you who are not, a domain name is a website address that people type in an internet browser bar to access your website. While a lot of website builders offer an option to build a website for your business for free, they will not give you the choice of adding your own domain to your site unless you pay for it. You'll be forced to use their own domain name, which very often will be very difficult to remember, like in this example. Imagine trying to communicate this website address to your customers. Having a recognizable domain name is central to the success of your business and a must if you're serious about your credibility long term. Thankfully, getting your own domain and adding it to your site these days is as cheap as buying a coffee from Starbucks once a month, so you have no excuse. If you're like most business owners, you've already thought of a name for your business, so your next step is to verify if the matching domain name exists. To find out, you can go to domains.google and search for your business name. Anything with a green tick will mean the domain is available. As you can see, prices are very reasonable. Your next decision will be to pick which domain extension is best. Should you go for a .com, a .co.uk or a .org or something else? Since this video is about building a site for a small business, I would recommend you pick the domain extension that matches your country. So, if your business is based in the UK, go for a .co.uk domain. If you are based in the US, choose the .com option. FR if you are in France, and so on. Whenever possible, you might also want to purchase the .com version of your domain to prevent anyone else from buying it and pretend they are you. Yes, it happens. You don't have to buy your domain from domain.google, by the way. There are many other domain name registration websites out there, including the website builder platform themselves. You should now have all the elements you need to build your website, which is what we're going to look at next. There are two different methods you should consider when building a website. The first one is to hire a professional website designer who will do the job for you based on the elements you've put together in the previous chapters of this video. There are tons of options out there, but expect to pay a fair amount of money. If your budget allows, this solution is a very viable one, bearing in mind that whenever you'll need to update your site or add new pages to it in the future, you'll probably need to contact that person again to do the work, which will cost you every single time. The second method is a do-it-yourself approach, which can be split into two. Let's start with the first one, using WordPress. You've probably all heard of WordPress before, or at least heard the name being mentioned. WordPress is an extremely popular software specifically designed to build websites. It is so popular, it allegedly powers 43% of all websites on the internet. It is also likely that if you hire a professional designer, they will build your site using WordPress. I am a great fan of WordPress myself. I have built many websites using it, including my own. It is extremely flexible and can cater for all your website needs. However, there are some major drawbacks if you are a complete newbie and decide to build your website using WordPress. The learning curve is very steep, and it's unlikely you'll want to spend the time that is necessary to understand how it works. Also, you must remember that WordPress is just a software that enables the creation of a website. It must be installed first on a hosting platform, which you'll need to pay for so you can publish your website on the internet. There is also a technical element which comes with using WordPress. So when your website encounters any issues, in most cases, it will be up to you to fix them. As a business owner, the last thing you want to do is waste time fixing your website. For those reasons, although I think WordPress is a great solution, it is definitely not the most suitable one if you want to build a website with no prior experience. Instead, I recommend you use a website builder. The two most popular website builders on the market are Wix and Squarespace. They are extremely beginner friendly. Using drag and drop technology and pre-designed templates as well as intuitive navigation, you'll have total creative control to produce a professional looking site for your business yourself in minutes. When using one of these website builders, you won't have to worry about website maintenance or technical errors, as they are all handled by the website builders themselves. Your website will automatically be optimized for mobile phone displays with no additional work, as well as fast loading time. Despite being once upon a time heavily criticized for the lack of search engine optimization capabilities, it is no longer the case. John Mueller, who is the webmaster trend analyst for Google, recently confirmed that a platform such as Wix has made fantastic progress and is now a fine platform for businesses. Website builders are also very good value for money, and they are extremely affordable. Although Squarespace and Wix are very similar, I feel that Wix is a better choice if you want to build a website for your business, especially if you are a complete beginner.
Once you've finished with the pre-building steps for creating your website, you're all set to start building your very own site. As we discussed in the previous chapters, there are many ways to go about this. However, if you're on a tight budget and prioritize simplicity, I recommend using Wix, a website builder that's affordable, user-friendly, and reliable. So roll up your sleeves and let's start building. Building your website with Wix.
With over 200 million users worldwide, Wix is a #1 website builder that enables anyone to create a professional-looking site that requires no maintenance. Because Wix uses drag-and-drop technology, you can start building your site in just a few minutes. There is no need for any credit card, coding, or design knowledge, making it easy even for those of you who have no experience in building websites. Wix also combines some of the most powerful marketing tools such as search engine optimization, social media integration, and email marketing to help you promote your site on the internet and bring in more customers. If you're ready to build your website, let's start with the first chapter. To make sure we all start off from the same point, head over to Google and type the following in your browser bar: rankingacademy.co.uk/Wix, or click on the link in the description below. This will take you to a screen similar to this one. Don't be surprised if the screen looks a little different at the time you are watching this video, as Wix tends to update the look and feel of it very regularly. You should be prompted to enter an email address. I'm going to use an email address I have created specifically for training purposes. Obviously, you need to pick your own, then click on Start. This will take you to the next screen where you can finalize your login details by choosing a secure password to create your account. You can also sign up using a Facebook or Google account. Once you're done, just click on Sign Up. Before you can complete the basic setup, Wix will want you to answer a set of questions to help you customize the best solution and the best tools based on your needs. There isn't really any need to do this. You can skip right through it using the button on the bottom right hand side of your window. This will take you to a step where you will be prompted to continue setting your website in your dashboard. Just click on the button to get to the dashboard. Once on the dashboard, click on the Design Site option. This will take you to a window where you'll need to decide how you want to create your website. You can choose between letting Wix create a site for you automatically or to customize a design template to your needs. Although letting Wix create a design for you sounds tempting, customizing a design template is a much better option, so click on it. You should now be able to choose a template you like for your site. By default, you should see the most popular templates sorted by categories. To drill down a specific category, use the main menu and select the activity related to the site you want to build. This will bring up the most relevant templates for it. With over 800 different templates available, you can build pretty much anything you want, including an online store, a community website, a blog, etc. You can search through all 800 templates if you want, using the search functionality in the top right hand side corner. Today I want to build a website for an air conditioning specialist, so let's see what's available. Before choosing a template, you can preview the live version of it in your browser by hovering on it and clicking on the View button. It will give you a good feel about the site itself and if it is the right option for you. All the links are functional, so you can check the entire site. Since most users nowadays browse the web using a mobile phone, I suggest you also check what the website looks like on a smartphone using the smartphone preview option. If you don't like the template, just close the window and continue your search until you find something you like. I think this one is the perfect option. Once you have found the right template, click on the Edit this site button and wait for a few seconds. This will take you to the Wix editor where you can start customizing your website. Your basic setup is now complete. Click on Save to save your progress. In the pop-up window, leave the default selection as is, then click on Save and Continue, and then Done. Time to move on to our next step. While creating the basic setup of your website, you should have received an email from Wix asking you to confirm the email address you have used when creating your account. It's important you confirm your contact information within the first 14 days, otherwise your domain will be deactivated. To do this, simply close the Wix window you are currently on and head over to your email provider. You should see an email from Wix.com entitled Confirm your email and get started. Just open it and click on Confirm email now. You'll need to log back into your Wix account again using the same email address to authenticate your details. Your email should now be confirmed. Just click on Go to Homepage. This will take you to your main Wix dashboard where you will find your website. Click on Edit Site. This will take you back to the Wix editor we saw at the end of the previous chapter where you can start customizing your website. Before you start editing your website with your own touch and add all sorts of bells and whistles to make it unique, it's important you familiarize yourself with the editor's dashboard to find your way around the various tools available. The interface is composed of 3 main menus, all very intuitive and easy to use even if you are a first-timer. The left menu, which contains all the features you need to build your site, the top bar menu, which gives you access to the settings and other tools, and if you right-click on any element within a page, you'll have access to a third menu which contains multiple options you can apply to that element. Let's have a look at the left menu in a bit more details first, which is the one you will use the most. If you want to add an element to your page, click on the plus button. In there, you'll find a ton of options available, from adding text, images, buttons, gallery, and much more. All you need to do is click on the type of element you want to add, select the category you're interested in, then choose and drag the item you want directly on the page itself. And that's it. The second icon on the menu is where you will be managing the pages of your site. Here you can add or delete pages and reorganize the structure of them. For example, if I wanted the About page of this website to be a sub-page of the service page, I can just drag and drop it right under it. This will automatically be reflected in the menu of the site when I preview my design. The next button, which looks like an A with a water drop, is your theme manager and where you can customize the look and feel of the site by changing the color, picking a different font type, all of which will be applied across all pages. Clicking on the 4 square icon will provide access to hundreds of apps you can directly integrate on your website. I find the easiest way to find what you need is to search for it rather than browse through the menu. Once you've found what you are after, just click on Add to Site. The image icon is pretty self-explanatory. This is where you can add images and videos to your pages. You can search for specific images and use the free options available from the Wix library. You can purchase some from professional stock, you can import some directly from your computer, your Facebook or Instagram account, and more. There is even a photo studio you can use to enhance your images and a video maker to create your own videos. The writing icon is for those of you who would want to add a blog to their site. The last icon, in the shape of a briefcase, is the Ascent business tool and is for those of you who want to take your website to the next level. In there, you'll find a range of tools that will help you grow your business online and promote your services. That's it for the left-hand side menu. Let's move on to the top menu, starting from the left-hand side and the lower ribbon. There is a drop-down menu you can use to quickly jump to any page on your site, which you can then edit. Right next to it, you'll find the desktop and mobile editors. You can easily switch from one to the other and update your design according to the device. I recommend you check your design regularly using this functionality to ensure consistency across devices. Further to the right are 2 arrows, one to undo your last action and one to redo your last action, which is very useful. If you want a bird's eye view of a page, you can use the zoom button. It makes it easier to organize your content by dragging and dropping entire sections in different places. If you want to go back to the editor, click on the Exit Mode button. You can use the Tools option if you want to show or hide the editor toolbar, rulers, grid line, and Snap to Object features. If you're looking for something specific such as an element you want to add or an app, you can use the search functionality. Let's now have a look at the upper part of the ribbon. Site is where you can save, preview, and publish your site. From there, you can also get some feedback or review your site history and revert back to a previous version. In settings, you can connect your site to a domain name like your business name, get a professional mailbox, add a favicon, build a customized error page, and so on. You can ignore the dev mode for now. You have the option to hire a professional to create your site for you if you want, but
To be honest, there is no reason you can't do it yourself, especially once you've finished watching this tutorial. There is the usual help option and finally an upgrade link if you want to go for the premium version of Wix. Let's briefly look at the third menu I mentioned at the beginning of this chapter. Whenever you right-click on any element of a web page, a menu will appear giving you the ability to take actions on that very specific element. This covers the overview of the editor. You should now be ready to bring your own website to life. Any template you choose comes with a default set of colors. At a glance, the main default colors for the template I picked for my air conditioning website are blue, orange, and white. If you've been running a business for a while, you probably already use a very specific set of colors in your marketing communication, which you'd like to use for your own website too. If you don't and you simply don't like the default colors, you can easily change them to something else. Here is how you do it. From the left-hand side menu, click on the Edit Theme option. This is where you can change the color of your entire website in just a few clicks. Hover on the top box in the panel and click on Customize. Here you can choose from a set of preset color themes which you think might be more suited to your needs. Just click on the one you like and it will automatically be reflected on all the pages of your website. Try multiple options to find out what works best. If you don't want to use a preset color theme and pick your own colors, here is what you need to do instead. From the left-hand side menu, click on the Edit Theme icon. Hover on the Custom Theme box and click on Customize. Click on the Colors button right under the current theme. This will show you all the default colors the current theme is using. Click the Edit Color icon next to the relevant color. You have now the option to select the exact color you want to use by using the color picker. Alternatively, you can enter the exact value of the color if you know it using the option below the color picker, then click on Apply. Repeat the process for each color you want to change, bearing in mind that color number 1 is used for background and text across your site. Color number 2, also known as the action color, is the color used for actionable elements like links, buttons, and menus. Color 3, 4, and 5 are additional colors to complement your theme color and used in other places around the site. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to choose a preset color theme. I quite like the contemporary one. As I've already mentioned, changing the color through the Edit Theme option will apply your choices across all the pages of your site. You can, however, change the color of a single page or a single element of a page if you want to. Let's say, for example, I want the free quote message of my homepage to grab the attention of my visitors. All I need to do is click on what is known as the strip to select it. A series of options related to the strip will appear. If I click on the strip background, I can then update the background color of it. Alternatively, I could also use either an image or even a video. Let's change the color to orange for now, which really makes the message pop out. Once you're done, you can preview your site. I suggest you test several pages of the site to make sure your changes have been applied across all the pages and also to check you're happy with the colors overall. If you're satisfied with the outcome, go back to the editor and click on Save. In the pop-up window, click on Done. Your progress are now saved. You now know how to change the colors of your website. Let's go through how you can change the text design. Just like colors, the text font of your website will be set by default. And just like colors, you might want to change it to something else. This is very easy to do. Once again, from the left-hand side menu, choose the Edit Theme option. Hover on the Custom Theme box, then click on Customize. This time, click on the Text button. This will show you what your current text theme is, which in this case is something called Facwang. Right under the text theme, you'll find a list of the text styles related to this particular theme. For example, Heading 1 is currently set to be a light brown color and 37 pixels in size. Header 2 is white and 100 pixels, while paragraph 2 is gray and 17 pixels, and so on. This means that if I add any of these elements to any page, the style defined for them will automatically be applied. You can edit any of the text style within a text theme. Let's say, for example, I want to edit the style of paragraph 2, which is used here. To do this, just click on it. This will bring up a box showing the properties of the paragraph. You can change the font, the size, the line spacing, the color, and so on. Let's say I want to change the style of paragraph 2, so whenever it is used across my pages, it is black and 20 pixels in size. I just need to update the properties accordingly and click on Apply. From now on, anywhere I will be using a paragraph 2 text type, the copy will be black and the font size will be 20 pixels. If you don't like the overall theme, you can change it too. Scroll back up and hover on the text theme box, then click on Change. This will display a list of other featured themes you can use. Select the one you think might be a better choice and it will automatically be applied to your site. Scroll down your page to make sure you're happy with everything. I quite like the Space Grotesque one, so I'm going to go for it. Just like changing colors, you can also change a text type individually. Let's say I want to update the tagline that sits right under the main title. To do this, click on the text you want to update and then on Edit Text. This will bring up the properties of the text element, which you can then modify. This particular text is using the heading 3 text style from the overall theme by default, which is 26 pixels and white. But I want it to be orange and slightly bigger. So let's make the changes. That's it. These changes will only apply to this particular element and nowhere else on the site that uses a heading 3 text style. Once you're happy with your changes, remember to preview and save your work. Time to move on to our next design customization element. 90% of all information that we perceive and that gets transmitted to our brains is visual. That's why images play a very important part in the design of your site. Here is how you can customize the images of your pages. To edit an image, click on it, then click on Strip Background. This will open a panel where you'll see which current background image is being used. You can replace it by another image or even a video, which is available in selected backgrounds right under it. If you don't like it, remember you can revert back to any previous action using the undo arrow in the top navigation bar and try something else instead. If you don't like any of the options available from the selected backgrounds, click on the image option button. This will open the Wix Media library. From there, you can scroll through the library and narrow down the options using filters. You can filter by image type, categories, and orientation. If you know exactly what you want, you can search for a specific keyword using the search functionality. Alternatively, you can also upload your very own images using the Upload Media option. You can import them from your computer, your Wix account, your Google Drive, your Facebook account, and more. Since I am creating a website for a local air conditioning business, I think this one is a great choice. So I'm going to click on it and then click on Change Background. You may find that the new image you have chosen clashes with the copy within the strip, which can affect your design. Here you can either change the settings of the image itself by reducing the opacity of it, or alternatively, you can customize the color of the text so it doesn't clash with the image. You can reposition the text or drag it higher or lower on the strip, or even reduce the size of the strip itself. To do this, click on the strip. At the bottom of it, you'll see an arrow. Use it to resize the strip to the size you want. In some cases, you might find that a strip is split into columns, and when you click on it, the Change Strip Background is grayed out. This is because the background is set in the column element itself. Make sure you click in the column. You should see dotted lines around it, and then the Change Column Background options will be available. Just click on it and repeat the process we've just gone through to update the background image. Before saving your progress, make sure your new images are displaying correctly on the mobile version and not interfering with the copy. To do this, just click on the mobile editor. If you find any issues, you can readjust the text, the color of it, and also reposition it using the menu. Whatever changes you make in the mobile editor will not affect the desktop version, as you can see when I revert back to it. Once you're done, remember to save your progress. You may have noticed I have used the word strip many times throughout this tutorial. Strips help design and organize your website pages into sections. For example, when I click in the top area of the homepage, it highlights the entire related strip with a blue line around it and brings up a set of options I can use to control the look and feel of this particular strip. As we've already seen, you can change the background of a strip using an image, video, or a solid color if you want, but you can also add a background roll effect, change the layout, or stretch the strip altogether. If I scroll down the page a bit, clicking on the service area, it will show me another strip for this section, which I can control separately. Each page is composed of multiple strips and act as containers in which you can add elements like images, pictures, text, buttons, and so on. If you want to delete a strip from any of your pages, just click on it and make sure the borders of it are highlighted in blue. Right-click and from the menu, select the delete option. You will be left with a big gap. To correct this, simply click in the strip below and drag it until it is flushed against the above strip. Let's say you want to add another section to your page instead of deleting one, so you can display your team members, for example. From the left-hand side menu, click on the plus button. Click on Strip. Scroll through the many options available. If you like one of the pre-made strips, just click and drag it on your page and amend the content of it to your taste. To easily organize your sections, click on the Zoom Out option in the top menu. Hover on a strip you want to move and click and place it wherever you want. Click on Exit Mode once you're done. If you are feeling creative, you can build your own custom strip. Just click on the plus button in the left-hand side menu. Click on the Classic option, then click and drag the white strip to your page and add elements to it, which is what we will cover next. Adding elements to your pages in Wix is very simple. All you need to do is click on the plus button from the left-hand side menu, select which element you want to add, pick one from the available selection, then drag and drop it in the strip you want. There are hundreds of options to choose from, so let's look at some of the most common ones. Let's add element to our blank strip we've just added to our page. I want this strip to be about commercial air conditioning installation, and I want it to be across 2 columns. To add columns to your strip, select the strip first, then right-click and choose the Add Column option. This will automatically add a column to your strip. To add more column, repeat the process. Once you've added columns, you can change their proportions if you want to, and make one bigger than the other one, for example. To do this, select the entire strip by clicking on it, then click on Layout. From there, you can select from the preset options or customize it. Let's go for a 40-60 split and reverse the layout so the bigger column is on the left-hand side. I want to add an image in the right-hand side column, so I'm just going to click on it and then click on the Change Column Background. Like we've seen in a previous chapter, I'm going to add an image which I'm going to fetch from the image library. I think this one will be a good fit for my commercial air conditioning installation theme. That's all I'm going to do for the right column. In the left-hand side column, however, I'm going to change the color background, add a title, some copy, and a button. Let's start with the color background. Select the column, then click on the Change Column Background option. This time, instead of choosing an image, click on Color, then select the color you want to add. I'm going to pick something that matches the overall look and feel of the site. The next thing is to add a title. To do this, just click on the plus button on the left-hand side menu, then click on Text. Here you can choose from theme text, titles, or paragraphs. For consistency purposes, I thoroughly recommend you choose an option from the themed text list. Remember, these will be the text styles defined for your overall website. Let's go for heading 1 so it matches with the rest of the other sections. To edit the text, just double-click in the text box, then type the copy you want to add. So in this example, I'm going to write commercial installation and stretch the box a little on the left so it fits on one line. Next, let's add a paragraph. just click on the plus button, then drag and drop the paragraph type you want onto the strip. I'm going to go with the first one that is listed. Make sure the paragraph is aligned with your title so the design looks neat. You should see a purple bar where you can snap it to. Unfortunately, the size of my paragraph is too small. This is because I have chosen the wrong style of paragraph from my theme. To change this, just click on the text box, then click on Edit Text and pick the size you think is most appropriate. Once you're done, add your copy and resize the text box if necessary. Last but not least, let's add a button. Just click on the plus button, then click on Button. Once again, there is a wide range of options you can choose from. I would suggest you choose one from the theme button option just in case you want to change the overall color theme of your site later on, so it will update automatically. I think this one is great. Again, make sure it is aligned to the rest of your copy by snapping it to the purple guide. Let's now edit the content of the button. To do this, just click on the Change Text and Icon option. This will open the button settings. You can choose between a text-only button, a text and icon button, an icon only, or nothing. I want to make this a call button so when people click on it, it will trigger a phone call. I'm going to choose the text and icon option and choose an icon in the shape of a phone. To do this, you just need to click on the icon and search for whatever you need. In my case, a phone handset. I'm also going to change the text on the button so it reads Call Now. Buttons are used to entice visitors to take some sort of action, whether it's to link to another page, to download a document, jump to another section of the same page, and more. To add an action to your button, click on Add a Link. From there, select which action you want visitors to take when they click on the button. If it's another page, select which page you want the button to link to. If it's another website, just enter the web address of the site and so on. Since the vast majority of my visitors will be finding me using a mobile phone, I want my button to automatically dial my business number when they tap on it. So I'm going to choose the phone number option and enter my phone number in the field, then click on Done. Unfortunately, both the copy and the icon in the button are very small. To modify the design of the button, click on the Design option, then on Custom Design. From there, you can customize all the elements of the button itself. I'm going to make the text bigger as well as the icon. Now it looks much better. That's it. My strip is complete. You can add elements to any existing strip in the same way, or, as we've seen, create a strip from scratch. It's up to you. To save some time, if you like the look of a strip, you can duplicate it and repurpose it with different pictures and copy. To do this, select the strip, right-click, and choose the duplicate option. Remember to test your design in a mobile editor and to save your progress. Let's move on to the last design customization topic. Your logo is the symbol of your brand, so it is important you add it to the header of your site so it appears on every page. This is very easily done. From the left-hand side menu, click on the plus icon. Select the image option, My Upload, then My Image Upload. Click on the Upload Media option and import your logo, choosing your preferred option. I'm going to import mine from my computer. Then click on Add to Page. If it's too big, just resize it using the handle. Then drag it to your header strip until you see an orange box that says Attach to Header. If there is already a logo in there, just delete it and replace it with yours. Click on the link icon to set up a link that will point to your homepage, so visitors will always be redirected to the homepage when they click on it. If, like in this example, there is also a button with copy in it, you can either delete it altogether or replace the copy inside the button. Let's replace the copy with the actual name of the business, which in this case is Houston AC Repair. Make sure this is also linking to your homepage. When you preview your work and click on either the logo or the button, you should now be redirected automatically to the homepage. Time to customize our next element, the header. The header of your site is a very important piece of content as it appears on all pages. Just like everything else, it is easy to customize it to your needs. To edit the overall look and feel of the header, just click on it. The header menu will appear. Click on the Change Header Design. From here, you can change the color or customize your design further by playing with the opacity, borders, and more. You can also change the settings of it by clicking on the clog icon. This will give you the option to set the header to scroll with the site, for example, to freeze, or more. You can edit a single element within the header by clicking on it, like we did when we changed the name of the business. Let's do a few changes here. Firstly, there is a strip right above the header, which is kind of bugging me. I want to get rid of this. I just need to click on it to select it, then right-click and select Delete. This has made the header much bigger, which I think looks a lot better already, although I believe it needs to be resized slightly. Unfortunately, the elements within the header are now misaligned. To realign them so they are just in the middle of the header, grab the elements one by one and move them until they snap to the purple bar, indicating they are exactly in the middle. Strangely, when I try to do this with a menu item, it doesn't work. This is because this element is pinned to the screen, which means it scrolls down with the page itself. I really don't like this, as when you scroll down to a wide part of the page, it seems to disappear and conflict with the background of the page itself. To solve this, I just need to unpin the menu so I can move it to where I want. I'm going to place it right in the middle of the header, as I think it looks a lot better and will be easier for users to navigate through the site. I'm also going to unpin the social bar and move it a bit closer to the main menu. Don't forget to check the preview on mobile phones. As you can see, some elements are overlapping. You can either reposition them or delete the ones you think don't need to show on the mobile version of your site. Save your progress. Let's customize the header further by editing the menu within it. By now, you should be familiar with editing any piece of content on your pages, and the menu is no different. To edit a menu, just click on it. This will bring up the relevant options available to change it. Let's start with the design of it. You can change your menu style based on preset design, or if you prefer, you can customize it further by clicking on Customize Design. Once again here, you can play with colors, borders, corners, and more. I'm going to increase the size of it to 20 pixels to make it more prominent on my pages. If you click on Layout, you can modify the alignment, if the copy goes from left to right or right to left. Clicking on Animation will enable you to bring your menu to life if you want by adding some movement to it. I wouldn't recommend using this feature for menus as it can be annoying to visitors and is a bit gimmicky. You can use the Navigate option to jump to a different page of your site and edit that page. When you click on the Manage Menu option, you will be able to reorder the element within the menu. Let's say I want the Testimonials button to show right after the Homepage button. All I need to do is drag the testimonial element directly onto the home one and the menu will automatically update. You can also use this technique to create submenus. Let's imagine I want my About page to be a submenu of the home page. All I need to do is drag the About menu button below the Home button and slightly to the right. If I now check the preview of my site, you'll see that when I hover on the Home button, the About section appears right under it. You can add more links to your menu by adding a new page using the Add Page button at the bottom or the link at the top. Let's say I want to add a page about air conditioning repairs, which is one of the services that I offer. I'm going to click on the Add Page button and select the page from the list of templates I could potentially use for my AC repair service. I think this one will do. Give your new site menu item a name. In this case, I'm going to call it AC Repairs. This will now appear directly in the main menu of your header. Since AC Repairs is a subsection of my services, I'm going to place it right under the service button, so when I preview my page and hover on it, the AC Repair menu item will show up. More on creating new pages in a moment. You can also add a link to a menu that points to another website or a document you can download.
Let's say you offer a discount coupon, for example, that can be downloaded directly from your site. You can add a link to your menu. Choose the option Document, add your downloadable coupon to your library, then click on Add Page. Specify the name of the link and place the link wherever you want on your main menu. You may need to stretch the size of your menu so you can see all the items in it. When you preview your site and you click on the link, the coupon will automatically download. You may have noticed different symbols on the site configuration panel. This one is obvious, it is for your home page. And these two are page's symbol, while these two are the symbol of an anchor. Let's jump into the preview mode so I can show you what the difference is between a page and an anchor. When you click on a page link, you will be redirected to a separate page on your site. But if you click on an anchor link, you will be taken to a specific point of the same page. This is to make the navigation easier and can be quite handy, especially if you have a one-page website. Here is how you can set this up. Click on the main menu, then Manage menu. At the bottom of the panel, click on Add a link, then select the anchor option. Choose which page you want to set the anchor for. In our case, we'll choose the home page, which is the page we are currently on as indicated by the "this" in bracket. You'll be asked to select an anchor. If there are already some set up, you should see a list. Obviously, you don't want to use them. You want to create a new one, so select the Add a new anchor option. You should see the anchor symbol called Anchor 1 on your page. Just drag it to the location on your page where you want the anchor to be placed. Let's say I want to create an anchor for the free quote section. Name your anchor something meaningful. I'm going to call this one Free Quote. Go back to your menu and click on Manage menu. In the list, you should see a button called New Link. If you click on it, it should take you directly to the section you set it to. Double click on it to rename it. I'm going to call mine Free Quote. Order the button wherever you want it on your list. If you preview your site and click on the menu link, it should take you straight there. That's it for menus. Let's now look at the social media icons. Editing your social media icons is a piece of cake. If you want to add or remove social icons, just click on the social bar, then on Set Social Links. Hover on the icon you want to remove. Click on the trash icon to delete it. To add an icon, just click on the Add Icon button. Select the icon you'd like to add from the many options available. Don't forget to add a link to the relevant account, then click on Done. That's it. Let's now look at the footer of the page. Just like the header of your page, the footer is also unique to all of your pages. Common items of a footer generally include the contact details of the business, social links, menu links, your logo, some privacy policy or copyright information, all of which you've already learned how to edit in one way or another. In this case, however, there are 3 new items we haven't covered yet: a Google Maps, a contact form, and a chat box. Let's start with the Google Maps. Adding a Google Map to your site is almost a must if you are a brick-and-mortar business and want potential visitors to locate you. By default, the site template I have chosen has a map, but if yours hasn't and you wanted to add one, just click on the plus symbol in the left-hand side menu. Click on the Contact and Form option, then under Google Maps, either choose from a selection of maps or a full-width map and drag it onto your strip. To add your business details, click on the Manage Location button and fill in the fields, then a pin will automatically be placed at the location. To update the zoom, click on the Settings option and use the toggle to zoom in or out of the map. If you click on the Design option, you can change the look and feel of the map as well as the design of the pin. Let's now look at the chat functionality. Most Wix templates include the chat feature, which I think is a great feature as it enables visitors to get in touch with you in real time. You can see what the chat feature looks like when you preview your site in your browser. Whenever someone sends you a message using the chat feature, you will receive a notification in the inbox of the email account you have used to create your website in Wix. If you want to view and respond to chat messages on the go, you'll need to download the Wix Owner app. To change the display, look and feel, and the settings of the chat feature, just click on Settings and use the many options available from the menu to customize it to your needs, like we have covered multiple times already. If you don't want the chat feature to show on your site, simply right-click on it and delete it. Let's now have a look at the third component you can find in the footer, the contact form. A contact form is also standard on most websites these days, and by default, your template will include one. You may be happy with just a chat feature, in which case you can delete the form altogether to make room for something else or to add a different form. If you want to delete the form, just right-click on it and select the delete option. One key thing to check is where the message will be sent to when someone fills in a form. To do this, just click on Form Settings and from the menu, click on Settings. Then click on Email Notification. If you're happy with the email address in there, leave it as it is. If not, click on Set Notifications and change the address there. You can add other addresses if you want to. To add more fields to your form, just click on the form and add one from the available selection. I always feel like the reCAPTCHA is a good one to add to avoid spammers. This is it for design customization. You should now be proficient at adding, editing, and customizing any element on any page of your website. Let's now look at content creation. So far, we've spent the vast majority of this course learning how to optimize the design of our site using the homepage as an example, and didn't look much at other pages. Unless you have chosen a one-page template website, when you preview your site and navigate through it using the main menu, you will see that it is made of more than one page. The copy and images on those pages is the Wix's default content, and you should update it with your very own. Here is how you can quickly do this. Switching between pages is very simple. In the Wix editor, on the left-hand side of the window, in the top-level menu, click on the arrow next to Page option. A drop-down will show all the pages that currently exist on your site. Pick the page you want to update. Let's say Services. My Services page is now showing in the main window. I can now update the design, the layout, add elements to it, just like we did throughout the first part of this tutorial with our homepage. Repeat this process for all other pages you want to modify the content for. You can also jump from one page to another by clicking on the main menu and select the Navigate option, which will also open the page drop-down. But what about if you don't want one of the pages that is part of the default template set? To delete a page, just click on the arrow next to Page option in the top-level menu. At the bottom of the drop-down, click on Manage Pages. You should be familiar with this screen as we have covered it in the menu chapter. Hover on the page you want to delete. Click on the three dots next to the page, then click on Delete. You should see a warning pop up asking you to confirm you want to delete this page. Just click on Delete and your page will be gone. The main menu will also be updated automatically and the page will no longer be listed in it. You can also do this directly from the main menu. Just click on it, then select the Manage Menu option and delete your page. But what if the default pages are not enough and you need to create some more? This is what we are going to do next. There are several ways you can add pages to your site. If you remember, I have already partially covered this when we went through the menu feature. Let's quickly go through this again. From the left-hand side menu, click on the Menus and Pages icon. Click on the Add Page link at the top of the panel or the button at the bottom. Select from one of the available templates and click on Add. Give your page a name, let's say Heating Repairs. The page will automatically be added to your menu. All you need to do is edit the content of it. You don't have to use a template. You can also create a page from scratch following the same process. Click on the Menus and Pages icon, click on the Add Page link at the top of the panel or the button at the bottom. This time, click on Blank Page. You should now see a blank page with only your header and your footer. Once again, give your page a name. Then start adding elements to it. To do this, click on the Add button on the left-hand side window. Click on Strip, then choose a suitable strip you can add to your page. Edit the design of it until it fits with what you need. You can use blank strips and customize them too, like we did earlier in the course. Continue building your page with more strips and content until your page is complete. Finally, you can create a new page using an existing one. Let's say you like the look and feel of a page, for example, the air conditioning repair page, and want to use the same design for other services, so you don't have to redesign a new page each time. In the left-hand side menu, click on Menus and Pages. Hover on the page you like and click on the 3 dots next to it. From the menu, select Duplicate. This will create a copy of your page. Rename it, let's say Heater Repairs, and update the content with the relevant images and copy. It will automatically be added to your menu too. This is great for consistency and will save you tons of time. Click on the Preview button to check the results. Switch from one page to another to make sure it all looks as you want it. Once you're done, don't forget to save your progress. When you're finished creating your pages, it's time to link them up together. And this is what we're going to see next. To help visitors navigate through your site, it's important you add links to your content, so visitors can jump from one page to another and find the information they are looking for. This is obviously the main purpose of your navigation menu, as each and every new page you create will automatically be added to it, but it's not enough. Let's say, for example, that someone is scrolling down my homepage. They're interested in some of the services I offer and want to find out more about one of them. They would expect to be able to click straight through to it. Here is how you can do this. Locate the element on your page where you want to link from. In this case, I want to link the heater repair elements to the pages I have built so visitors can click on them. Let's start with the icon first. An icon is just like an image, so to turn it into a link, just click on it. From the menu, select the link symbol and choose the page option if it's not already selected. Choose the page where you want this link to point to, in this case, heating repair. Make sure the option Current Window is selected. Once you've finished, click on Done. I also want the text below the icon to be turned into a link. To do this, I just need to click on it and from the menu to click on Edit Text. A panel should come up. Halfway through it, you should see a link symbol. Just click on it and set the link in the exact same way you have set it for the icon. The text should now be underlined, indicating it is now a link. Replicate this process to any element you want to link to a page. To check the results, click on Preview. Click on the links to test them. Add as many relevant links through your content as you can. It will also help search engines discover your web pages. You are now able to create and add as much content on your website as you want. But as time goes on, you might want to consider growing your site further with additional features, such as the next one. Blogs are a very popular way of attracting more visitors who can eventually become customers. If your default template website doesn't include a blog like mine, you can easily add one. This is how. In the left-hand side menu, click on the Start Blogging icon, then click on the Add Now button. A pop-up should appear asking you what type of blog you want to create. Since this is a beginner's guide, I would suggest you stick with the default option, then click on Get Started. This will instantly create a blog section on your site, which also includes a search box within it. Let's move the search box in a better place. As you can see, the blog link is added to the menu. By default, you should see a list of sample posts that have been created by Wix. To create your first post, click on the Create a Post option. This will open a new page. Here, you can create your first post. The interface is very different from the Wix editor, but don't panic, it's equally as easy to use. To create your post, add a title, some copy. You can also add other elements using the plus button in the left-hand side menu. So let's add an image, for example. This will take you to the image library you're familiar with. Just search for a relevant image, then add it. The next thing you need to do is add a category to your posts so it makes it easy for visitors to search through them and for search engines to index them. Since this is my first post, there is no existing category, so I'm going to create one. This one will be about air conditioning. Click on the tick button to assign the category to your blog post. To optimize your post for search engines, click on the SEO option. This is where you can update the page title and add your targeted keywords to it, or change the URL so it is search engine friendly. Once you're done, click on the Publish button in the top right-hand side corner. From the pop-up, click on the Go to Editor button, which will take you back to the Wix editor. From the top menu, click on the Page section to access your blog. Your first blog post should now show at the top of the list. To delete the sample blog posts added by Wix, click on one of the posts, then click on Manage Posts. From there, hover on the post you want to delete. Click on the three dots next to it and select the Move to Trash option, then confirm your choice. Close the window to go back to the Wix editor and click on Preview. You should see your newly created blog post and a search box which will help visitors search through your posts. To add more posts, just repeat the process. This is the basic of creating a blog for your website on Wix. There is a lot more you can do here, but it should set you on the right tracks. Let's have a look at the last piece of content you can add to your site. If you rely on your website to grow your business, you may want to extend the capability of it beyond creating content pages. To do this, you can install apps. From social networking applications to marketing tools and analytics, you can be guaranteed there is an app for it. You can pick from apps made by Wix or third-party companies. Most apps on Wix are free, designed to work for desktop and mobile versions of your site, and can be installed in just a few clicks. There are over 300 apps to choose from, so obviously I'm not going to cover them all. Instead, I'm going to quickly show you how to install one. From the left-hand side menu, click on the Add Apps icon. You can browse for apps from the main window or use the navigation menu from the panel. To find more details about an app, just click on it. You will have access to the overview of it and the reviews, and very often a short video. Alternatively, you can search for a specific app using the search bar. Let's say I want to add an Instagram feed to my website. Here is an app I can use to just do that. To install an app, just click on the Add to Site button. In some cases, you will be asked to connect to a third-party account. Then, the app will automatically be added to your site. To manage your apps, just click on the Add Apps icon again. At the bottom of the panel, click on Manage Apps. This will show you which apps are currently running on your site. Click on the three dots next to an app for further options, such as deleting it, rating it, and so on. It's so easy to add and create content on Wix that we sometimes get carried away and wish we could go back in time and undo some of the work we have done. This is what we're going to look at next. The Undo button on the main toolbar of your editor is very handy if you want to reverse back to an earlier action and you're likely to use it a lot. But what if you wanted to reverse to a version of your site from the day before or even several days before because you preferred it? Well, you can do that too. In the top level menu, click on Site, then choose the Site History option from the drop-down menu. This will trigger a pop-up asking you if you want to view or restore a version of your site you have published or saved. Just click on Go to Site History. From this page, you will see all the previous versions of the site you have saved. That's why it's important to save your work regularly. To view what a previous version of your site looks like, click on the arrow next to it. You can navigate through it using the menu. If you like that version better and want to revert back to it, just click on Restore. Make sure you close any other tab where your site is being edited, then click on Restore and then Edit. After a few seconds, you will be back to that version and you can carry on updating it. This concludes our content creation section. By now, your website should look very professional and filled with high quality content and almost ready to be published on the web. Before you do, however, you want to optimize it so it can be found in the main search engines, mainly Google, so you can get the traffic you deserve. This is what we're going to do in our next chapter. You can optimize your website to be found on Google using the Wix SEO wizard, which is ideal if you have little to no understanding about SEO. Alternatively, if you have some knowledge, you can do it manually. Let's start with the wizard option. From the top navigation bar, click on Settings and the Get Found in Google option, which will help you set your basic SEO implementation. Click on Get Started. You'll be asked to answer a series of 3 simple questions. What your business name is, where you serve customers, and the top 3 keywords you'd like your website to be found for. Once you've answered those questions, click on Next, and Wix will build a checklist of the various actions you need to complete, starting with the homepage of your site. Click on the list item that have a red exclamation marks next to them to complete the task. For example, the first one is to set the title of my homepage for search results. Wix will make some suggestions based on the information I have provided during the questionnaire. Choose one of them and preview what it will look like on Google in the panel next to the suggestions. Once you're done, click on Apply. The next item on the list is all about adding a description to your page. This will give visitors the opportunity to learn more about your site before they actually click through to it. Just go ahead and write 2 or 3 sentences that may encourage them to click through to your site. When you're done, click on Apply. The next important item on the list is to connect your website to a personalized domain name. By default, your free Wix website comes with a predefined web address, which is not really marketing friendly. If you're serious about growing your business online, I strongly recommend you consider connecting your site to a personalized domain name. Although this is a premium feature, it is also a key factor to help searchers find your business on Google. More on this topic in just a minute. The last item on the list is to connect your site to Search Console, so if you have one, just go ahead. Optimize each and every page of your site based on the recommendations from the checklist. Once you're done, click on the My Site option from the top navigation bar. Click on Your Site. This will take you to the main Wix dashboard. Click on Edit Site to return to the Wix editor. If you already have a decent amount of knowledge in SEO, you might want to bypass the Wix SEO wizard altogether and do it manually. To do this, click on the menu and pages icon from the left-hand side menu. Hover on the page you want to optimize, then click on the 3 dots next to it. From the right-hand side menu, click on the SEO Basics option, then on the SEO Basics tab. There you can update the page title and description without relying on suggestions. If you click on the Advanced SEO tab, you will have access to even more SEO options, such as using data markup and other tags. Regardless of your SEO skills, don't forget to integrate your keywords within the content of your pages, like in the header of this page, for example. Don't overlook SEO, as it will be a very important part of the success of your website. As I mentioned already, your domain name will be an important aspect of this, and I strongly recommend you upgrade your Wix account so you can benefit from the additional value a custom domain name can add to your website. To use a custom domain name for your website, you'll need to upgrade your Wix account to a premium plan. If you click on the upgrade option in the main menu, you'll see that when you upgrade to a premium plan, you can connect your site to a free custom domain, and ads from Wix will also be removed from your site. You'll also be able to connect to popular third-party software like Google Analytics. To see what plans are available, click on the Compare Plan option. Monthly plans start as little as the price of a daily Starbucks coffee, with the most popular plan being £9.50 a month or $14 if you're in the US. If you already have an existing domain name, you'll also need to upgrade to a premium account. Transferring your domain you purchased outside of Wix only takes 5 minutes, and you can find detailed instructions on the Wix's Help Center or click on the link in the description of this video. Whether you decide to upgrade to a premium plan or not, your website should now be ready to be published on the World Wide Web. This is how you do it. Publishing your site is very easy. In the top right-hand side corner, click on the Publish button. After only a few seconds, your site will be live on the internet and everyone will have access to it. To view it, either click on the View Site button or copy and paste this address in a browser. That's it. Your site is up and running and live on the web. You can share it with the world using your web address right here. If you realize you've made a mistake or you're simply not ready, you can unpublish it. Here is how it's done. Unpublishing a site is as easy as publishing one. From the top level menu, click on Site. From the drop-down menu, select My Dashboard. In the next window, select Settings from the left-hand side menu. Then click on Website Settings. Next to the Site is Published message, click on the Unpublish link. This will trigger a pop-up asking for confirmation you want to unpublish your site. Click on Unpublish, and that's it. Visitors will no longer be able to access your site.
So if you've been following everything we've talked about up till now, your website should be looking pretty sharp and also be search engine friendly. But if you really want to kick things up a notch and rank for those super competitive keywords on Google, we've got one last thing to cover in our final chapter. We've touched on some of these elements before, but this time we're going to go deep. If you're ready, let's go. On-page SEO for higher Google rankings.
One key element to improving your online rankings on Google and overall visibility in search engines is to have a solid on-page SEO strategy. A what?
An on-page SEO strategy.
For the newbies out there, on-page SEO stands for on-page search engine optimization. Still confused? Okay, I get it. Here is a definition which I think should help you understand what it really means. On-page SEO is the practice of fine-tuning the content of a web page so it can rank higher in search engines for the keywords you are targeting and improve user experience at the same time. As opposed to off-page SEO, which is mostly based on attracting backlinks to your website, on-page SEO focuses on tweaking not only the visible content of your web pages, such as headers, paragraphs, and images, but also the HTML code that sits behind them. Don't be scared by the word HTML code. Everything I'm going to cover can be done by any website owner, even those of you who are complete beginners. So let's get started. There are many reasons why on-page SEO should be a crucial part of your marketing strategy. On its How Search Works website, Google explains that the most basic signal that information is relevant is when content contains the same keywords as a search query, meaning that if the content of a web page on your website contains keywords in the headings or body or the text that match a search query, it is deemed as being more relevant and likely to rank higher. But you can't repeat the same keywords hundreds of times on your pages in the hope they will clinch the #1 ranking spots like in this example. It would result in poor customer experience and not help with rankings anyway. This is because Google doesn't just look at keywords in isolation to evaluate the relevance of a page and takes many other elements into consideration. For example, if you search for dogs, Google's algorithm will assess if a page contains other relevant content beyond the keyword dogs, such as pictures of dogs, videos, or even a list of breeds and more. Hopefully you should now understand how important on-page optimization is and why you must include it as part of your strategy. As this on-page SEO tutorial is specifically designed to help local business owners, through the next chapters I'm going to run through how you can optimize each and every component of your web pages that will help you rank higher in Google local search results. Let's go through them. The URL, aka the address of your web page, is important to search engines and visitors alike as it provides valuable context and relevant information about the page itself. For example, one of the services this lawn care company offers is gutter cleaning. This is well represented in the URL itself. If you just saw the address of the page without seeing the content, you'd have a pretty good idea of what this page is about. Make sure the URLs of your pages are clear and concise and include the keywords you are targeting, as it will influence rankings. Only use this technique for new pages. Do not change existing URLs, as it will be more harmful than beneficial. Probably one of the most important on-page SEO factors, your title tag, also known as meta title. Not to be confused with the page header, your title tag appears in Google search results just above the description, but also when your page is shared on social media, for example. Because of where it appears on the web, the more compelling your meta title is, the more searchers are likely to click through to your website. The meta title of your page is an HTML element that is included in the source code of your page, which you can easily update via your content management system, such as WordPress, Wix, or other popular platforms. Here is the best way of creating an effective meta title. Make sure that each and every page on your site has a unique meta title. It should be between 50 to 60 characters long, otherwise it will be truncated in search results. Include the keywords and location you are targeting at the beginning of the title. Feel free to add other information or keyword modifiers to your title if you have room to make it as compelling as possible. Here is an example of what you could come up with for an HVAC specialist located in Detroit who is trying to rank for heating repair service in his own city. Best heating repair in Detroit, 5-star rated, 3 quotes. The meta description of your page is the little snippet of copy you can see right under a page title in search results and is used to describe the content of the page. Just like the meta title of your page, the meta description is an HTML element that needs to be updated via your content management system. It's as easily done as updating the meta title of your page and can be found in the same location. Although your meta description will not help your page rank higher in Google, if it's well crafted, it can be a very powerful way to entice searchers to click through to your website. This is what I recommend you do when writing a description for your page. Make sure it is under 150 characters, otherwise it will be cut off by Google. Include your targeted keywords as they will get bolded in the description when someone is searching for them. Try including a call to action such as find out more or claim your coupon now so people will want to click on the link. Add power words that can emotionally influence searchers. Sticking with our Detroit HVAC specialist, here is an example of a description that could work well for their heating repair page. Fast, responsive, qualified heating repair specialist in Detroit. Get a free quote today. No hidden charges, no call out fees. We clean when we're done. To make your life easier, you might want to use a search engine results simulator like this one and check the elements we've just covered all at once. Your URL, your page title, and your description. It will allow you to check exactly what searchers see and make corrections if necessary. The creation of a page involves putting together multiple pieces of content such as paragraphs, images, videos, testimonials, and more. But you can't throw all these pieces of content together onto a page without including headings and subheadings. Otherwise, your pages will end up looking pretty terrible, like in the example for this carpet cleaner. Adding headings and subheadings to your page will help break the content down into logical sections and make it easier for readers and search engines alike to figure out what your page is about. Check the example of this other carpet cleaner which illustrates what difference using headings makes. There is clearly no contest. Just like the meta title and the meta description of your page, headings are HTML elements you can add to your page via your content management system. They follow a very specific hierarchy and range from heading 1 all the way down to heading 6 in order of importance. Whenever you build a page, it's important you stick to this hierarchy. Let's say, for example, you're a dentist located in Dallas and are targeting the keyword teeth whitening. The main header of your page should be set as an H1 and could be something like teeth whitening in Dallas. The first subheading should be set as an H2 and could be teeth whitening procedure. And if you decide to add nested sections under your teeth whitening procedure section, they will need to be set as H3s. It is important to note you can only have one header 1 per page, but you can add as many subheadings as you want. Since header 1 is the most important header, I always advise adding the keyword you are targeting in it, as well as your location. Include your location keyword in at least one of the headers too as well. To check the structure of your existing pages and if your headings include the right keywords, I suggest you download a free Chrome extension called SEO Minion. With SEO Minion, you'll be able to pull up all the related information at a click of a button, spy on your competitors' headings, and much more. According to Citify, there are around 1.17 billion websites in the world. That's a lot of websites to compete with. Google's mission is to troll through all of these and provide searchers with the most relevant results. That's why it's important to make your content as relevant as possible for the keywords you are targeting. How? We've already covered part of it through the previous chapters, but this time we are talking about the written content of your page. There are several things you must take into consideration to make your written content relevant, so Google chooses you over your competitors. Use a keyword research tool of your choice to find out what people are searching for. If you don't have one, I suggest you install a Google Chrome extension called Keyword Surfer. It's completely free. Since you are targeting a local market, find out what geo-specific keywords users are searching for based on where they need the services they are looking for. Make a note of the most relevant and popular keywords and pepper them into your content, like in this example. No need to go mad. Remember, you are writing for users, not Google. It needs to look as natural as possible. This keyword research should be the very first step of your content page creation process. You should use your findings not only to write your content, but also to craft your page titles, your URL, and your headings, so it all fits together. Also, make sure the content you will be writing is unique to your business. Don't go copying and pasting someone else's page. It won't work anyway because Google already knows that content exists, and if you copy it, your page will be considered as duplicate and not rank. Next, ensure the grammar and spelling of your content are spot on. You're a business owner after all, and credibility matters. You can use a free online spell checker or an app like Grammarly, which does an excellent job before publishing your page. Finally, your content should be easily readable. Exclude jargon and complicated terms that may put readers off. You can conduct a readability test for free to find out how easy it is to read your page. You should be aiming to make your content readable by teenagers. 90% of the information transmitted to our brain is visual and processed 60,000 times faster than text. That's why images are an essential piece of content to add to any given page. Images highlight important information and trigger emotional reactions. How does this one work for you? And they also help convince your visitors they should choose your business instead of your competitors. But like everything else on your page, to get the best out of them, they need to be optimized. Just like the copy of your pages should be unique, so should your images. Stay away from stock imagery, especially the free ones from sites like pixabay.com. If you are using free images for your site, guess what? Many other businesses will do too, which will reduce your chances of ranking for relevant searches. Authenticity is paramount for customers looking for local businesses. Make sure the image files you are using are not too heavy. High quality images can really slow down the load speed of your pages, which will impact customer experience and in turn your rankings. You can easily reduce the size of any images using a free online image optimizer tool like Optimising. Don't forget to add an alt tag to every image on your page. For those of you who don't know, the alt tag is an HTML piece of code that is applied to an image and provides a text description of the image itself. It can positively impact your rankings. Just like the other HTML elements I have mentioned before, alt tags can easily be added to your images via your content management system. To find out if your existing pages are missing alt tags, use the SEO Minion Chrome extension I talked about earlier on. Click on the Analyze on-page SEO option. Scroll down to the Images section. SEO Minion will let you know how many images are on your page and which ones are missing alt tags. Go to your content management system to add them. For those of you who want to optimize your images a step further, use the Google Vision AI tool to select the most relevant pictures for your page. This tool enables you to find out how Google sees pictures. For example, this picture would be a very good choice for a dentist targeting dentist-related keywords, as Google is 96% confident this is the picture of a dentist, as opposed to this one where the accuracy drops to 86%. Based on this principle, whenever you can, include images which contain recognizable local sites or landmarks, like for this window cleaning company based in New York. NAP is an acronym for name, address, and phone number. The accuracy and consistency of your business NAP, wherever your business is listed on the web, is an important part of the Google search algorithm. Make sure you have this information listed on your pages. The easiest and most common way to add your NAP to a page is to include it in your website footer so it will appear on all the pages. I would also suggest you optimize your NAP using what is known as local schema markup. Don't worry, it doesn't bite. Local schema markup is code that tells search engines with 100% accuracy what your business name, your phone number, your business category, your address, your geolocations, and more are. It's like telling Google, this is a spade. Although schema markup is not a direct ranking factor, Google may reward you by enhancing your Google listing with the information you have specified. To create your very own local schema markup, head over to the Schema Markup Generator tool on technicalseo.com. Select the local business option and fill in the fields using the form. Your code will automatically be created as you add your information. Once you're done, click on the copy button and paste your code into the HTML head of your pages. Verify your schema markup has been properly implemented using the Google Rich Result Test tool. Simply enter your URL. Wait for a minute or two, after which you should see the local schema markup being displayed. Frequently asked questions, aka FAQs, are a great way to improve your on-page customer experience. They enable you to provide answers to some of the most common questions customers ask about your products or services, but also help them make an informed decision, making it easier for them to pick up the phone. But beyond improving the customer experience, they're also great for improving your visibility on Google. Adding FAQs to your page is another chance to enhance your content and make your page even more relevant for the keywords you are targeting, but also a chance to rank for even more keywords. FAQs can also be included directly in search results right under the title and description of a page, giving your business more prominence. To do this, you'll need to use the schema tool generator we use for your NAP once again. This time, choose the FAQ option and start adding your questions and answers. Copy the script and add it to the HTML head of your page. You'll also need to add the matching content on your page to make it visible to the viewers. Then all you need to do is wait. Once Google crawled your page, it should add some of your FAQs to the results. For a detailed tutorial on how to do this, watch my tutorial called One SEO Tip that doubles the size of your rankings. Google reviews will help your Google listing rank on Google Maps, but can also be a very valuable asset if you add them to your web pages. The trick here is to add relevant reviews to the right pages. Head over to your Google business profile and click on your review link. Make sure all your reviews are being displayed by scrolling all the way down them. Search for reviews that contain a keyword you are targeting with one of your pages. Once you've found a couple of relevant reviews, simply add them to your page to make your page keyword rich. It will also make the content of your page even more unique. There are three types of links you can come across on the web: backlinks, external links, and internal links. Backlinks are links coming from other websites pointing to your website. External links are the opposite of backlinks. They are links that point to other websites from your website. Internal links are links that point from one page of your website to another page on your website. Search engines like Google follow all three types of links on the web to find content and to rank the content it finds in search results. As this video is about on-page SEO optimization, we're going to talk about external links and internal links, which are both controllable at the page level by website owners. Let's start with external links. Adding external links to your page that point to another website can provide Google with additional context about the content of your page, but also shows Google your page is a reliable source of information on a specific topic. You can find an example of this on this lawyer's website located in LA, California. They added external links to the official LA City government website and Los Angeles County website, but also to the bill that features on the congress.gov website, which is relevant to the service this lawyer provides. Let's now look at internal links. Internal links help connect the pages of your website together and for Google to understand the structure and hierarchy of your website. When using the right anchor text, which are the words that get highlighted as part of the link, you're telling Google what the page where the link points to is about, which will help Google rank it better. A page that receives a lot of internal links from other pages on your site will be deemed as more important by Google and will get more ranking power. Be cautious about the keywords you use as your anchor texts. Make sure they are varied, otherwise it might be seen as a manipulative technique. For example, if you were an electrician and wanted to link to a page on your site which is all about emergency, you might want to consider the following anchor texts: emergency electrician, 24-hour electrician, emergency electrician London, and so on. When optimizing your pages, you want to know if your work is paying off. That's why it's important to monitor your progress. To do this, I suggest you use an analytics tool such as Google Analytics, which is free. As you implement the various points I have covered today, check if your page or pages are getting more traffic and where this traffic is coming from. If the number of organic visits is increasing, it will be a clear indication that whatever you are doing is working. No need to check daily. SEO is a slow burner, and the work you do can take several weeks to come to fruition. Checking the data once or twice a month should be more than enough.
If you made it till the end, congratulations. I feel confident you will soon reap the benefits of all your hard work and start driving hordes of customers to your business. If you like this tutorial, please don't forget to press the like button. And if you're still thirsty for more, check out these 6 golden SEO tips you won't find anywhere else. Until next time, happy marketing.